Okay, here we go. This is my first official commercial breakdown. This one admittedly is a little nerdy, probably nerdier than I would have wanted to start, but I wanted to pick one that we all saw a lot of. And I don't want this to be a series where I just kind of poke holes in bad stuff. I really do think that most ads start their life well intended, and no one wants to make a bad commercial. I just think that the more layers to feedback there are, the more watered down ads tend to get. The ad in question today is the Tommy Fleetwood DP World golf on the side of a building ad. I think that we all saw this 100 times during the Ryder Cup, and just too many things stood out to me. So here we go. Starting with opens on a generally nice shot of Tommy and the truck, but then we go into this like 90s Law and Order kind of motion blur thing, and I know that dragging the shutter is kind of hot business right now in photography and whatnot, but I think that they just kind of tried to jam that in here. We'll skip what I think of these two shots next, but all right, this is kind of about where it starts to lose me. So just the lighting in this shot, it just feels off. Like they're clearly trying to key it here from his left side, the right side of the screen, and they're really not trying to hide the compositing on this with this crowd. It's very clearly green screen, which we'll get into in a second. It goes from this kind of anamorphic widescreen with the black bars, and it sort of zooms it, out of the anamorphic into full screen 16:9. And I think that that's to sort of like tell you that something big is on the horizon. This is where I start to have a problem with the set. There's no shadows on any of these people. This feels so sloppily composited. There's no shadows anywhere on anybody, and it's just that's a miss for me. I mean, I know that I'm being critical, but right there, that's kind of a miss for me. Okay, the guy's looking up on the building. All right, this is where it loses me entirely. So remember before I said they are trying to make it look like he's key lit from the right side of the screen. So if you look at like this guy, he's lit properly. But then you go to this guy, and his key light's on the exact opposite side. So they probably two different setups, different days. I don't really know how they did it or why they did it that way. She's keyed from the wrong side. He's okay. He's completely keyed from the wrong side. She's on the wrong side. This is just like bad compositing, I'm sorry to say. It's just like overall the compositing and everything just feels so thrown together. And then can we please get a moratorium on the CG ball in golf commercials? We don't need it. Use a foam ball. Have him hit something for real. We don't need him taking a 3/4 swing at a non-existent ball to hit with that. We just don't need that this day and age. So, okay, cool. Okay, he drives up the side of the building. I get it. Most ads start with good intentions. No one that made this wanted to make an ad that had someone sitting here in front of a mic talking bull junk about their bad compositing, but I just couldn't help it. I've seen this too many times to let it slide. If it were me, and this probably was a budget thing, but I would have pushed to have done this on a volume screen instead of green screen. The volume screen is basically like a gigantic curved LED wall. It's like a huge TV screen. So this style of production was popularized by The Mandalorian. Most people know this type of it's like a green screen replacement. It takes the place of it, but because it uses LEDs and like a video screen wall, it creates real reflections and it creates real shadows, and it uses the additive light from the LED screen to like add proper color spill and whatnot on clothes and props and all that stuff. So if it were me, and this probably was a budget thing, but I would have pushed to have done this on a volume screen instead of green screen, because with green screen, you have to add these shadows. Well, this one would have had to have been composited regardless, but you got to put the shadows on there. But you wouldn't run into the issue of the key side switching, like, you know, his face is totally the wrong side than his side, you know. There's just something about it that looks weird, and I know what it is because I've done this a million times, but I'm just trying to point it out to you guys. But the whole background here would be effectively like a huge TV, and it would be projecting real light and real environmental like shadows and light cast and spill and stuff. So you wouldn't have to so aggressively light it to then cut them out later. Again, I'm really nerdy with this one. I don't want to be this nerdy with all of them, but I just saw this one too many times, and it was eating away at me, so I had to break it down. Anyway, if you made it this far, thanks for following along. I want to do these more, and I don't expect to do them this long every time, but this one ate away at me. So anyway, tune in for the next one.